Heather.
Hi, Dan.
It's Tuesday morning, the day before people will hear this. Yeah, how's your week been?
Busy. I did something very exciting yesterday. I did a test run of a product that I will be introducing to the public later in the year, and then we'll be running next year. So it's a day trip to the cottage. So we buy some food, and then we go to the cottage and we eat it. But because the cottage involves a boat, it's a little bit exciting. And then there's sauna. So, yeah. And my guests they really enjoyed it. They said it was way more than they were expecting. And they got to meet one of my neighbours, which was really nice. So I didn't expect that we would meet anybody, but yeah. So they got real local flavour as well as local food.
Do you have alternatives if the weather's bad on the day you've planned one of these?
I have a plan B. So had today been the day, it definitely would have been a plan B day. And they saw the location of plan B and went, oh, what's that? And I said, that's plan B. Ah, okay. No, we still want to go with you. So plan B is very attractive. And I think had the weather not been good, they would have been like, yes, that's where we're going.
Okay, well, I'm looking forward to you showing me plan A at some stage.
Absolutely, yes. How about you? What have you been up to?
Right, I've got two things I want to talk about. Let's start with the pub quiz. Last Wednesday, I hosted what used to be the ESAF pub quiz and is now just the English language pub quiz in Kraken. This was the first time I'd written a pub quiz. I wrote the pub quiz.
Yep.
Not really realising what an undertaking it was going to be, to be fair.
How many questions?
80.
80?
7 normal rounds plus a music round, which is double points, plus people have to guess the theme of the music round.
Okay.
And out of all of it, the points difference between the winner and second place was half a point.
No.
There were some rounds which people loved but probably would never be done again, like the famous quotes.
Okay, yeah, they can be tricky, yeah.
Nobody got the Rosa Parks quote.
Which is?
I was just trying to get home.
Ah, yeah.
And everybody got the Donald Trump quote because it was so insanely ridiculous.
Okay.
But I will never, ever, ever write a geography round again because geography facts are so debatable that it's just not worth it.
They are? Give me an example. I mean, I thought geography was pretty... I mean, a river is a river.
Ah, well, that's exactly the point.
Okay.
Where I had got my question for, apparently the only riverless country in the world is Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
But then you've got to take into account Vatican City, and you've got to take into... There's 14 riverless countries, it turns out.
Ah, okay.
Yes, that's where debate comes in, and there were two questions, and everything else was fine. All the other rounds went fine, but the geography round, there were two questions that were debated afterwards, and I thought, if I ever write a quiz again, which I think is doubtful, I will never, ever do a geography round again.
Well, do a geography, but make sure there's nothing like that is the only country.
Things like the sports round went very well, and I did a round on Finland, which has never been included before.
Good stuff.
Anyway, the other thing, while I was doing the pub quiz, because I agreed to this pub quiz 2 months ago, or 2.5 months ago, because the person who runs the pub quiz was planning summer already. And then, of course, England ended up playing Ghana at exactly the same time as the pub quiz was on. So I took my laptop for the questions and putting the scores into, and I took my tablet to watch the England match on at the same time. I mean, I had said at the start of the pub quiz we're going to get virtually no Brits, but if there's any Scots there and England go down 1-0 or something, it's going to be a nightmare. And of course, the second before I asked the first question, England went 1-down against Ghana. And so I had a bunch of cheering Scots there, so that was less pleasant. England did end up winning that, and then England went on to play Mexico a couple of days ago in possibly the most exciting match I've ever seen in my life.
Okay. Who won?
England, 3-2, against Mexico at Mexico's home ground with 90,000 people booing the England players every time they touch the ball.
Oh, okay, yeah. That would have been challenging.
sending off for England almost as soon as the second half started as well. So they were down to 10 men and they still managed to scrape a win against Mexico. But it was a heck of a game. This weekend, I'm off to Downtown Calling, which is a festival held in Nordis, so the area by the ice hockey hall.
Yes.
It's a very Finnish lineup of a lot of hip-hop and pop, which I'm not such a huge fan of.
Okay, yeah.
The headliner is a British band called The Libertines, who I've never managed to see before.
Okay.
So that's the main reason I'm going, but I can definitely review that in our next bonus episode.
No, that sounds good.
So, yes, there's that. I'm not going to be going for the whole festival. I'm going to do a few hours on the Friday and a few hours on the Saturday, but I can't do 8 hours straight of crappy Finnish hip-hop.
You never know, you might find a gem.
I've listened to every band that are playing, as I do with every festival I go to, and you can't polish a turd, Heather.
Okay, all right. So no gems to be found.
I'm mainly focusing on bands that are playing, because I really hate going to a festival and seeing somebody press play on a track and then talk over it.
Yeah.
I struggle with that. I like to go and see bands. So there's a few bands playing. There's some sort of indie pop stuff, so that I can just about get away with. And let's see if I get any interviews. I'll put in some requests, but we'll see. But the exciting thing is, what district have we been visiting for this episode?
Listeners, if you're hearing hesitation in my voice, we've done a heap of districts in advance. Are we now a third of the way through the Helsinki districts?
We have recorded a third, but this was episode 19.
Oh, this is 19. So this is this Ullanlinna?
Yes, it is. Well done.
Super. Ullanlinna.
Just for the listeners, can you tell who does all the editing and production on this so that you know?
That would be Dan.
Yeah. But yes, the Ullanlinna episode, which I think we had a lot of fun wandering around Ullanlinna.
We did, and it's a really nice neighbourhood. And again, I think we can probably go back and do a lot of the concentrated neighbourhoods again and cover other things that we didn't touch on, because these areas, there is so much packed into them. But yeah, we did get some good coffee.
We did. Well, should we let people listen and they can judge for themselves what were the good and bad parts? All right, here is the Ullanlinna episode. Hi, Anna.
Hi, Dan.
We are in Ullanlinna.
We are in Ullanlinna.
And the sun is shining for a change.
Sun is shining. Ship, if you can hear the rumbling sound.
It's my stomach. Oh, no, it's the boat.
Celia Serenade has just arrived all the way from Stockholm.
You make it sound like a long way.
But it's a long way.
Not really. It could be done in half the time. They go very, very slow.
They do go very, very slow, but then that's so that they don't pollute the air and water. So, yes.
Yeah.
All right. What facts do you have? Because I don't have any facts about Ullanlinna.
Okay, well, we're standing by the ferry terminal, as has kind of been explained.
I used to live just across the other side of the park here for a brief time. When we first moved to Finland, my father-in-law had an apartment there.
Is that where your son now lives?
That's where my son lives, yeah.
Okay, you want some facts. I haven't got that much because I didn't want to encroach on the fact that you have picked just about every good thing in this area already. Well, as you lived here...
And I wanted to talk about these places.
Yeah, well, I've got 5 and 3 of them are statues.
But you are the statue man, so this is good.
The statue man.
The statue man.
Okay.
Coming soon to a screen near you. All right.
Oh, hopefully not. That sounds slow. We are in Ullanlinna. This is District 15.
It is.
Do you know what the Swedish name is?
I should know. Ulborg.
Ulrikasborg.
Yes. Or Borg. Ulrikasborg. There you go.
0.7 of a kilometre squared.
Yep, it's quite a small area.
Population is 10,665.
Ooh.
As of the end of 2023, though, this one's even older than the normal statistics we get. And jobs were 3,283 at the end of 2022. Postal codes? You must know one of them at least.
00120?
No.
No, 110 then.
140 and 150.
140, 150. Okay, where's 120?
We'll get to it.
Oh, that's Lautasari, I think.
So, the name Linna is castle
Yes.
of the district, is based on the 18th century fortification plan.
Yes.
The name Ulla, castle, is named after Queen Ulrika Eleonora. She was around between 1688 and 1741. In the 18th century, Helsinki's richest man, Johan Cederholm, established a shipyard in the area which he later owned entirely. A significant portion of the exterior shots of the Salutat Elamat series were filmed in Ullanlinna, especially on Huvilakatu.
Yes.
During the 19th century, the area was dominated by summer pavilions owned by the wealthy Helsinki middle classes, and the appearance of the area changed gradually at the end of the 19th century as wooden houses were replaced with much higher stone buildings,
Yes.
most of which are still here.
Yes.
This is one of the few areas that's still very much preserved as it was.
There are the odd buildings that were obviously the victims of the wartime bombings, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, that we'll go
Yeah.
into in a little while. But yeah, I haven't written much because looking at the plan you sent me, you've covered pretty much everything in this area.
I've
so
got lots of stuff.
we are standing at the entrance to, I don't know what the name of this park actually is.
Taktitorni.
Taktitornin Vuori is the name of the...
But I think the park is... Actually, what does the map say?
It doesn't say that the park has a name. That's why I haven't
No,
got
I
a name
think it's
for it.
Observatory Hill Park. So
Okay.
Taktitorni Puisto.
Okay. So, at the entrance to it from, if you're walking from the market square towards it, the first thing you come across is the Memorial to Jewish Refugees. Hands Begging for Mercy, it's called. So, this was made by artists Niels Haukeland and Raphael Vardy. Wardy, I would say, but Vardy is probably how they pronounce it.
Probably.
During the turmoil of the Second World War, Finland surrendered 8 Jewish refugees to the Germans, including a young family and a single father and his 10-year-old son. On November the 6th, 1942, the refugees were taken on the SS Hohenhörn from Helsinki to Tallinn and eventually to the concentration camp in Auschwitz. Only the young father is known to have survived. The names of the refugees and an explanation of their fate have been inscribed on the monument in Finnish, Swedish and Hebrew. Translated to English, it says, "Before you is the southern harbour, from which, on November the 6th, 1942, the Finnish authorities surrendered 8 stateless Jewish refugees to the Gestapo, Tallinn, and eventually obliteration." Short but powerful.
Yes.
We've just walked up the hill, a little further into the same park. We've come across the shipwrecked. I say come across, it was the plan to see this. So it's another Ham sculpture. In fact, all the sculptures in this area are Ham
Pieces.
maintained.
Yep.
So this is the shipwrecked by artist Robert Stigell, 1852 to 1907. So the work does not depict a particular shipwreck, nor is it historical. Stiegel was merely interested in exploring the sculptural dynamics of the subject. It is the first outdoor work sculpture in Helsinki which was not a memorial for a particular individual or event.
Okay.
That's
Very
pretty
nice.
much it. I mean, I could give you all the details about the sizes and dimensions and all of that kind of stuff, but I don't think anyone cares that much.
Okay, so you want a random fact about this park?
Oh, please do.
Okay, so it's the top of a hill, and earlier we had as a warning system for the residents of the city, if ships were coming to invade, then they would actually light bonfires on the top of the hills. And another suburb that we will eventually get to is Raihuvuori, which literally means bonfire hill, and it was one of the chains of
There were
hills.
4 or 5 in Helsinki that I could see.
Yeah.
This and where the observatory is were both fire points.
Yes. Yep.
Which we will get to the observatory a little later.
We shall.
Yep. So, this is Torso. Do you know anything about this?
I know nothing about this because I left statues to you. It's a torso.
By?
Oh, here we go. Mario Lahtinen. I wonder if Mario posed for her own piece of work. Is this Mario or is this somebody else?
I do not have that information.
Okay, all right.
So thanks for making me look like an idiot already.
It might be that this is not information out there also, that if she did pose for it, maybe she didn't want people to know that her body is strangely asexual, I'm going to say. I mean, it's a woman's form, but it's not a voluptuous woman's form.
Would you like me to give you some details?
Please.
This is not the original torso that was here. The original torso that was here was Vada, a female figure by Väinö Aaltonen.
Okay.
His work was removed because it had suffered some damage, and in 1994 it was relocated to Ricardin Library, which we visited.
Oh, yes, yep.
And Mario Lahtinen's work has the same motif as Aaltonen's piece, the female torso, and was unveiled on Helsinki Day, June the 12th in 2008.
Okay, so it's been here
Nearly 20 years.
Wow, nearly 20 years. Fantastic. Yeah.
It's quite calm here, but it's a shame there's no benches.
It's very calm.
It'd be nice to have a couple of benches along here to sort of sit and look over it.
I don't know. I actually think people would be tempted to see if they can throw something into the pond and hit the torso, or throw something at the fountain and make it bounce on the fountain.
Maybe that's why the previous one was damaged.
Maybe.
We're a bit statue heavy at the start of the show this week, but we will continue to not do statues from this point. There's only one more.
Okay.
We've just stopped at Helsinki's newest monument.
Memorial. Yes.
It is a bench in the memory of Alexei Navalny, isn't it? Alexei Navalny.
Navalny, yes.
Who was the opposition politician apparently murdered by Putin and the Russians.
Yes.
Which they have placed right outside the back of the Russian embassy. We don't normally do politics, but this is such a statement. It's only been put here in the last week or two.
Yeah, and there has been some, I think these burn marks are not...
Candles.
Well, maybe they are, they're candles. But there was some, in the news there was talk about some damage had been done. But if it's just candle marks, then that's not so bad.
Yeah.
I actually have some notes
on this?
about...
Oh.
No, not on this, on the embassy.
Okay.
So we're going to talk Russian embassy. So, hasn't always been the Russian embassy. It was the Soviet embassy earlier.
Of course so it was.
So
the wider Russian.
Yeah, so Russia plus all the states.
CCCP.
Yes. They have the whole block here, so it's a large piece of real estate.
Is it the largest embassy in Finland?
Oh, I don't know how it compares with the American one, because the American embassy also covers a lot of ground.
Yeah, but I don't think that, and I guess the Polish embassy is pretty big as well, isn't it, over in Korsari?
Yeah. I don't know, people-wise, who has the more people?
It is massive, though, isn't it? I mean, and very central, so it's not. It's prime real estate.
It's prime real estate, and back in the day, if people said Tehtankatu, they actually were talking about the embassy. Like, it was so...
It was the focal point.
It was the focal point,
yeah.
So a little bit of history. The previous Soviet embassy was actually opposite Alexander Theatre on Boulevardy.
Right.
And the big bombing in February 1944 destroyed their own embassy. So the plan was originally to rebuild on the same spot, but then there was some, and again, people are a bit unsure on the legalities of it, but there were some land swaps that went ahead, and so they got the space here, and the embassy was designed in 1948.
The extra bit?
No, the whole land.
Oh, right,
like
okay.
the whole land.
Oh, right, okay. The main
swapped.
Building was there, but then they landscaped.
1952, I think the main building was.
Oh, is it that old? Is it that young? It looks much older.
Yeah. So it was designed in Stalinist classic, like brutalist Soviet design. Anatoly Strizevsky.
We should have asked one of the walking dogs to pronounce it for us.
Was she Russian, was she? Okay. In the classic brutalist style. All of the Wikipedia pages and any information you look for about the embassy, they talk about the massive number of antennas that their building has, that they're listening to absolutely everything, and no doubt they're listening into us this morning. So, hi guys.
At least we've got another listener for the podcast. Cultural.hell.
Cultural.hell,
yes. gmail.com if you want to send us an email.
It's estimated that probably 50% of the staff that are here are actually gathering information for the state, aka spies. Coffee.
Good coffee as well.
Very good coffee.
Good coffee, good service. Very small toilet. My mum would have said, not enough room for her bum. And she'll listen to this now as well, so she'll know what I mean.
Yes, standing room only. So for the ladies, it's a little bit.
Well, the sink's a bit low, so jiggling your legs under it's probably challenging. But I didn't try that. So,
yeah.
But otherwise, they did a wonderful quadruple, Steve.
Oh, didn't they? Before we go on, we actually haven't said the name of the place yet.
Oh, true.
Shall we keep it a secret and not tell anyone? Let's not tell anyone.
Well, that's going to defeat the object of trying to promote the place.
True. Actually, I don't think they need any promotion. If you've been here on the weekend and seen the queues, they don't need promotion.
Well, let's make it worse. It's called Ram's Roastery.
Ram's Roastery, yes.
I would have walked past it because I wouldn't really have noticed it was there if I'd been on my own. It's a hidden gem.
It is a hidden gem. It's literally a hole in the wall, not quite a hole in the wall. It's a very intimate space. There's seating for maybe a dozen people.
And then another 4 outside.
There's actually, we can, 10 outside, I think. So,
because
there's a terrace, But yes, exceptional coffee. They actually got a feature in New York Times.
The Americans do love writing articles about Finland in the summer, don't they?
They do, yes.
There's been a lot of them recently. Even the bunkers they've been writing about.
I know, we're not doing ratings on stuff, but if you're in the neighbourhood, definitely somewhere to go.
If you want to wander around and try quadruposti everywhere, which I recommend people do if they're my size, then it is in the top 3 I've had in Finland.
Actually, it's close to number 1 for me. Because you get really lots of extra sugar and cinnamon that the others don't do, which is
This is true. It is baked on a sheet and there's only 6 on a sheet, and you basically get all the overspill handed to you as well, which is good.
Which is very nice.
But it's the kind of quadruposti that's perfectly cooked in the middle. Sometimes they're just a touch raw. But these
or they're overcooked.
Yeah, but these were lovely and soft in the middle and not so crunchy you break your teeth on the outside.
True.
However, trying to pick the whole thing up in one go is impossible, isn't it?
It cannot be done. Helsinki sightseeing, slowly cruising in front of us. We are standing what I call Kompositori, but according to the Helsinki city sign, it's Meritori Laittari or Sea Market Pier. And from here we can access 2 of the little islands that make up Ullanlinna. So the third island, Sirpalesaari, which is where the Sari restaurant is on the other side, opposite Carousel, we actually already covered when we talked about Punavuori.
Yes, you talked about lots of old buildings and
Hong
fishing.
Kong. Yes, the Hong Kong fishing village. Yeah. All right, but on the left to us here, we have Uunisaari.
So, hang on. Are you saying that when we covered that island, we shouldn't have done? Because it actually belonged to this.
It belongs to this. I know, but
Heather.
when I was looking at information about Punavuori, they're all talking about the island.
Right.
It's only when I looked at the map and I've already talked about that.
We didn't used to be as effective with the maps as we are now.
Well, now we're very good with the map. Uunisaari to our front left. Oven Island is part of the Helsinki city's outdoor recreational area.
There is a building on there which can be rented for private hire.
Yes.
And I have DJed in there.
Cool.
I DJed a student party and got paid a ridiculous amount of money for doing 2 hours work.
Ridiculously high or ridiculously low?
Very high.
Very high, all right.
Transport costs and everything were paid.
All right. It wasn't a Swedish school, was it?
No, it was the University of Helsinki.
There's really nice rocks on the seaside where you can look out towards Suomenlinna, you can look out to Harmia, which is the pilot station in front of Helsinki. On a clear day or a clear evening, you probably see all the way to Estonia. There's a little beach here, and in addition to the rental space, like the function area, they also have saunas, and now they've become quite popular sauna island.
Apparently it's far away from the hustle of everyday life. I'd say it's only about 250 metres away.
And in winter, there's actually a bridge, so it's really close to the hustle. Even closer, yeah. So this whole area freezes in winter, and on a proper winter, you'll see people walking backwards and forwards.
I have to say, it looks nicer in the summer with all the boats here. I prefer the summer here.
Yeah.
Quite Monaco, though, is it?
No, not exactly. Katianoka is maybe the closest to Monaco we've got, so we'll get to that harbour when we do Katianoka.
Yeah.
Ornisari Bridge, they open at mid-November and then they close mid-April. And then the rest of the year it's a ferry.
So even before it's frozen, they put the bridge up?
Pretty much,
Right,
yeah.
okay. As soon as the boats have to go, basically.
So most boat owners will take their boats out of the water the minute that it starts looking a little bit, okay, here comes the Ornis. And then we have Luis Goluoto, which is like the slippery rocks over here. This is part of, I'm going to have to practice my Swedish here, Helsingfors Segelsällskap.
Which means what?
So Helsinki's sailing boat club. They also have a shuttle that goes backwards and forwards. So there is the Skiffer Pizza restaurant is there, and so that
building, the
red one.
Building, yeah.
But earlier it wasn't any sort of restaurant. It was a fuel station, and it was open pretty much as soon as the sea was open until like the day the sea closed. And it was fairly, I have memories of stopping there, like from the first time we had the boat in the water.
It's still got a petrol pump there, isn't it?
Yeah, so there is.
See the prices listed.
Yep, there's a Sea Point fuel stop and then there's the pizza restaurant on the side.
So how about this building that looks a little bit like Malmö Airport?
All right, so
from here?
that's the clubhouse.
Is it round or is it just...
It's round.
It is round,
it is
okay.
round.
I couldn't tell from here.
Yep, that's the clubhouse, and then there's a restaurant also that normal people can go to, and then of course they do summer functions as well.
We live in Finland, there's no normal people around here.
Non-club members can can eat in the restaurant.
Right.
And then they also have functions there. So all of these islands are very famous for being only open during the summer. And so weddings and crayfish parties are really popular for the crayfish parties at the end of summer as well.
Right, okay.
So we're going to cross through the park that used to be the railway from the main freight harbour over here in Hernesaari. We covered this in quite detail back when we talked about Punavuori, because Punavuori and Ullanlinna border each other.
And it's the line that goes all the way through to Kluvi, which we've mentioned as well.
Yes. And then it continues on to Katianoka after that as well. So it connects all
Which we haven't done yet.
Which we haven't done. We will get there.
Yes.
We are standing on the site of one of Helsinki's adult high schools. It was also previously the site of Helsinki's French-Finnish school. So they were here 1956 to 1994. A high school for adults is exactly what it says on the box. It's a high school for adults. As long as you are 18 and have done basic education up until year 9, you can attend. And you can study for your high school diploma, and you can do a lukio here, like the high school, but you can also do single courses, you can do a pre-university course, whatever takes your fancy. It's not structured in the same way that high school is structured for kids that are coming straight from year 9 going into year 10. So, a little bit of history. They actually started now I can't remember where they started, but the idea for an adults high school started in 1962, and it was a continuation of what was night school back in the day. So people who wanted to improve themselves would go to night school.
Just to point this out for the listeners, we're not talking about wearing chainmail and suits of armour. We're talking about studying at night.
In the evening, yes. Evening classes, night school. They actually had the first international students were Vietnamese who were refugees, and currently there are at least 80 different nationalities studying here. I dare say many of them are actually studying Finnish as a second language, or maybe Swedish as a second language. It is a school that encourages continuing education. My father-in-law studied his high school graduation, did his lukio here. He graduated 2004 from memory.
I have a friend I worked with at Posti studied here a few years back, so it is popular, and it's good that there is something like this as well, where people don't feel
belittled for not having achieved when they were younger.
Exactly, yeah. Because, let's face it, formal education when you're 16, 17, 18 is not for everybody, and some people need to go off and do something and then come back and go to school.
Ravindollar seahorse. Why is it in English?
Ravindollar is Finnish, but the name is Seahorse. So originally it was a restaurant that was opened predominantly for sailors. Like that was the main.
So foreign sailors would come as well, hence it needs to have an English name.
Name. Yeah. A classic Helsinki restaurant since what year?
52.
1933.
Okay,
it's everywhere.
But 52 is the answer to 50% of the questions on what year.
Okay, true. A lot of stuff in Helsinki does originate in 1952, but Seahorse predates the Olympics.
Has it always been here?
It's always been here,
right.
Yes. The menu is quite... All right, so now we've got some vegan dishes, but earlier, none of this would have been here. It would have been just all
meat. Meat only.
Meat, fish, vegetables. Yeah. Classic, good, hearty food. Good for when you're drinking as well. So you can drink a lot and eat a lot and, you roll out at the end. Classic Helsinki restaurant. It's like the home of culture, I guess you could say. Like a lot of cultural figures have been known to spend a lot of time in this place.
I've been here, so that includes our culture.
There you go.
But not for 18 years.
Not for 18 years. I've been here in the last 5. Do you know what its nickname is?
No.
Sikala. Do you know what Sikala is?
Something to do with the sea again.
Not to do with the sea.
Okay, tell
Sika,
me.
pig.
Ah.
L-A, la, place of pigs. Pigsty. Which is... I don't know, maybe things got a little bit carried away here. In the early days, sailors and the culture giants of the city were spending time rubbing shoulders together. One reporter was quoted as saying that you could meet anyone from the noblest of nobles to the guy from just around the corner. So it was a local place, but it was also a place that people came to. Now, inside we have some famous art pieces. In the cabinet which we stood in front of earlier, there is an art piece on the wall by Kimmo Kaivanto called Red and Black. The main wall, there are 2 seahorses painted. Now, there's a little bit of mystery about the origin of the seahorses, why they were painted in the first place. There's 2 stories. One story is that art students were actually approached by the restaurant to paint the seahorses on the wall. And the other story, which is a story we've heard of in relation to another restaurant, is that a poor art student couldn't afford to pay for his meal and so paid by painting on the wall.
Right.
So
that was Kappeli was the other one, wasn't it?
Kappeli's the other one, yeah. But their paintings are in the kitchen when no one can see them. At least here you can see
gathering
them.
all the fat from the fryers. And
yes. One of at least the most famous people that I know of that used to frequent this restaurant, I don't know if he still does, is Andy McCoy, Finnish musician. Their fried herring is maybe one of their signature dishes. I've had that, and you get so many herring. It's really good.
I think I had meatballs, but it was 18 years ago. I can't remember what I had for breakfast. So.
I'm going to say the meatballs, the herring, and then they do a very good chopped liver dish.
It's a very traditionally Finnish restaurant. We are on Tähtintornin Vuori, which is Observatory Hill. So at the top of the hill at the southern end of Ullanlinna is the University of Helsinki Observatory, which was completed in 1834. The hill takes its name from the observatory and not the other way round. Astronomical observations can no longer be made here because the city lights have completely obscured the faint objects in the starry sky, as it was put so nicely. Mistranslation here, the mountain, so the hill, was used as a watchtower in the Middle Ages, which you touched on earlier, from which fire signals were used to warn residents of dangers threatening the sea.
Yes.
That's pretty much all I've got. I mean, I've never been in here. It's been on my list of things to do for 15, 16 years.
USPA, which I think is the Astrological Society, they occasionally have open days here and you can come and visit. But again, you have to subscribe to their mailing list and know when the days are.
It is open 2 days a week via the museum card.
Okay.
And it was actually open on Helsinki Day, but it was in the wrong direction for what we were doing because they actually had tours around it on Helsinki Day.
Yeah. Okay.
But it was, as I say, it was in the wrong direction, and I tried to avoid as many hills as possible for our Helsinki Day tour. We just stood standing waiting for hours. But I definitely think this is somewhere worth visiting. You can certainly look through the telescope. It's normally open 2 evenings a week. It's like a Friday, Saturday evening. It's open from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. or something like that. Yep. So I do want to get in here, and certainly we should cover it for a future episode.
With the museum card. The all-important museum card.
Yes. We are now sitting in the front yard of the
Johanneksenkirkko or St. John's.
Yes. However, this was built as a church for Swedish speakers.
Okay,
so the Swedish name is actually the only correct name.
Enlighten us.
I can't remember what it was. I didn't write it down, which was a bit dumb. This is a neo-Gothic church of the evangelical Swedish-speaking community.
Congregation.
Yep. Community. Yeah, but it's a community. The people in the church are the congregation, but the community is the people that live in the area.
The people, yeah.
Now, this was built basically as a sort of...
Up yours?
Yeah, as a sort of up yours to the Russian church that was built first.
Right.
And this was the Lutheran sort of, we can do just as well as you can, look at the size of our church. It was a look at the size of mine kind of moment. So this was built between 1881 and 1891, and the tallest part is 74 metres high at the northeast end.
Wow.
The church was designed by Stockholm architect Adolf Emil Melander, whose proposal won a competition.
Of course.
Back in 1878. It is the largest stone church in Finland in terms of seating capacity, with a capacity of 2,600.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know there was that many people.
It is massive, though, isn't it?
I mean it's quite massive,
yeah.
Yes.
It's surrounded by St John's Park as well, which was completed in 1914. The park down there, the sports field now. Originally, the altarpiece for the church was going to be painted by Albert Edefeld.
Okay.
But after many stages, it wasn't realised, and in 1932, the church received the altarpiece, the Annunciation, by Eero Janefelt instead. Still reasonably big name.
Yeah. Impressive name, yep. Definitely, yes.
The church did not receive its bells until 1932. So it stood here for...
a bellless church.
40-odd years, just more than 40 years without a bell. And it has 3 bells. When I mentioned earlier that we would come back to the bombing, in the February 44 bombing, there were parts of this church that were bombed as well. Okay. It lost a lot of its windows and some minor damage, which was patched up as well. Okay. So, yeah, the bombing of 44 very much impacted this area that we're in now more than many others. That's about it for the church.
Sounds cool.
What about the Design Museum?
So we have just had a very quick run-through of the Design Museum using our museum app.
Museum app.
Yeah, we can't call it a card, but...
the museum card app.
The museum card app, yes. The permanent exhibition of Finland is currently now...
dismantled for the time being.
I'm going to say it's an Aalto exhibition. So it is the 90th anniversary of a lot of Aalto's classic pieces. So I guess that's why they're sort of...
All of his uncomfortable home furniture.
Yeah. So Aalto Vase turns 90 this year, so there's a sort of tribute to him. Second level is turned over to Tove Jansson and Moomin and all things archipelago. So... really good for a bit of a dive into the origin stories behind the Moomins, because much of her inspiration came from her archipelago life.
Right now, there's a lot of Jansson stuff going on in Helsinki, isn't there? I think there's 3 museums at the moment who have got various Tove and Jansson related exhibitions. Yes.
All right, so let's actually talk about the building itself. It hasn't always been a museum. It was built The building itself, 1895. And what do you think they originally used the building for? Was it a day spa? Was it a courthouse? Or was it a girls' school?
Girls' school.
Girls' school. Actually, Swedish girls' school. The Design Museum itself is actually one of the oldest design museums in the world. What year do you think they started? 1873, 1883 or 1893?
1873.
Yes. The new Design and Architecture Museum, is a purpose-built space, is being constructed on the waterfront of Helsinki right now. So those two museums actually joined forces 2024. The Architecture Museum has the most amazing library. It's the most unorganised library I've ever seen. There's
disorganised, surely.
It's disorganised. It's just books. There's just rooms full of books. 2024, they joined forces. So now we have one museum, two premises.
So press the button, Heather.
Press the button.
It's time to spin for a new destination. So next up is going to be... Oh, it's a high number.
Oh, okay.
We like those. 45.
Doesn't sound familiar.
45 is Vartiokylä.
Not done.
Yeah, I think we've covered the basics of this area.
So I will say because we went around the street, Korkeavuoren Katu has lots of cute cafes, shops, boutiques. There's one second-hand which is called Fasani, and there's some nice stuff there. I think they buy from estate sales, so sometimes there's good stuff and sometimes there's not good stuff.
If you're looking for a relatively reasonably priced restaurant, this is a good area to be in. Definitely not the same problem as Malmi. There's plenty of cafes around here.
True. Oodles of cafes.
So, yeah, come and check this area out. And our next area will be Vartiokylä.
Vartiokylä. Yes, looking forward to it.
Thanks, Heather.
Thanks, Dan.